Welcome back to Laurence McKenna channel. It's good to have you guys. It has been an eventful day in the Premier League with Chelsea and Spurs getting out of Stamford Bridge with a 2-2 draw. The real question is, have we underestimated Chelsea? Have people not given them enough credit in pre-season? And because they didn't make all the huge signings that were once promised in the media, have we maybe not given them enough credit for what they have had and have brought in? Because you said that was an impressive performance from Chelsea today.
Yeah, I thought so. My answer to your questions there, yes.
Right.
I think we have underestimated them. And I think what we've learned here, which we will forget over the next 9 months and then repeat the same mistakes, is just get too giddy about pre-season.
Right.
Because Man United looked good, didn't they, during pre-season?
They did.
I mean, Arsenal looked good, but Chelsea obviously didn't. And in particular, like the back four element of it and the concerns around that. But now, after that, I was very impressed. I wonder if, was it one where we were expecting too much of Spurs? So. And again, we kind of got caught up in it all. I think the bottom line is that, again, we kind of forget about the seasons past and the squad's past. And that is a good squad. And you've brought in Koulibaly and Cucurella, who, you say what you want about that, Cucurella being overpriced. Yeah, Sterling too, who didn't really do too much, if I'm honest. But no. Koulibaly, that goal, I mean, what a signing that is. Like, that is a great signing. So, and they should be miles better than most teams that they play.
I also think the other aspect is it felt like there was a reset of both sides, right? Conte could get his claws into the players over the summer. There's new ownership at Chelsea. People sort of thought, will those same old trends repeat themselves? And actually, will we see a new thing at Chelsea now where, a lot of people are saying, well, they haven't made enough signings. They've obviously let a few people go. The midfield needed upgrading anyway. Lukaku's off to Milan. There are a number of problems that seemingly needed fixing, but actually I think behind the scenes, Tuchel is slowly getting what he wants. He is getting rid of a couple of guys that he probably didn't want Lukaku in the end. They didn't gel all that much. He got someone like Cucurella who's coming in and doing a decent job. So he gave the team a lot more width without Chile in the side. Love when they call him Chile. And then I also think Reece James was just so important today. Reece James played a massive role again. He's almost like a right winger rather than a right back, really.
Yeah, totally. And actually, shout out to Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. I thought it was brilliant.
Not a consistent starter, but yeah.
No, but I guess the point is that often it's about options and answers. And Chelsea, like you say, when Chile's not playing. Yeah. If Chile's not playing, you've still got Cucurella.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And if Ruben Loftus-Cheek can come
if you've not got Chile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek to sort of come in and impress like he did is, if he plays like that, that's a new signing as well. So they do have real depth there. We were talking about it on the stream, the quality that the two centre-backs have in terms of being on the ball. And they were, against a Spurs side that you would, I thought and in the first sort of 5 or so minutes, were sort of getting at them.
Yep.
Chelsea kind of kept calm and carried on and sort of controlled the game. And if they control games, they'll win games.
I also think this is probably a really bad team game to judge both managers off. You've got two managers who are excellent tactically at cancelling the other team out. You've got two managers who do a lot of their research, probably know if I do this, he'll do this. If he does that, I'll do this. And that's why there probably was a lot of back and forth between the two managers. They knew this was a game where it was about their tactical decisions. And it felt like they were getting one up on the other. There's times where there's a great moment from whoever in a big game and you can go, what a brilliant moment of individual brilliance. And sometimes the manager can sort of just stand back and go, wow. You could see that both managers were sort of going, right, he's done that, I'm going to have to, and it began to feel a lot more personal because Conte does live it like that. Tuchel is now on the edge of being judged he's on another situation at a club where he's being judged. For a little while, it was much the political guy, I said the right things, I've bought myself another season. Now this is right, you're in judgment time here. He knows the owner's there to watch on that day. There's a political point to make. Yeah. I feel like that's why it got so heated.
Yeah, and I think we knew it was a big game in terms of kind of figuring out where these teams are at. And also, they are in competition. I think previously there was a clear feeling that Spurs weren't as good as Chelsea, so if they can get a point, that'd be a result. Whereas this was probably the first time where you've gone, maybe I might be going with Spurs in this one. So they are in like complete competition with each other. It does feel like that. So that's probably, and when that happens, that leads to friction, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And Conte Tuchel, who I thought both came out of it pretty well. Weirdly, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I guess, from that point of view, it being on as even, I guess, is maybe a good thing for everyone, really.
It's kind of interesting, though, because actually I don't like when Klopp and Pep hug post-game, and I don't like Pep being friendly and, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It feels a bit like an in-club that I don't really want my team to be part of. I want people to dislike our side. I don't want them to not be friendly.
Yeah.
So I like seeing when those two managers are like, look me in the eye. That's what you want. It's entertainment.
I was surprised by Tuchel because I think Conte, you're not. I don't think you were surprised to see that from Conte.
No, I get that.
But I think you were. For Tuchel to kind of stand up for himself, I thought was interesting. Obviously, it all came from the foul that wasn't a foul from Bentancur on Havertz, so it was a legitimate starting point. But they didn't need much. Do you also find it interesting, though, that really neither manager has probably said to the players, go out there and commit that foul. They've sort of taken exception to a moment that was not really influenced by either of them, and then they both disagreed on it, something they can't influence afterwards, and then clashed over it. And then also, I love when Conte sort of goes down the line and sort of goes... I mean, well, that's it. There was no... Because you could do that from basically, he's saying it shouldn't have been a goal. Right? Tuchel saying that's a foul, shouldn't be a goal.
I can see his point.
But you could do that from... You could have a conversation with the ref and then have a discussion from yards away. But Conte was like that.
Not only that, but your opinion versus Conte's is almost irrelevant. Your influence on the ref. If you are Tuchel, the better thing, I suppose you can't back down, right? Maybe there's a bit of an alpha male machismo thing there that Conte sort of sucked him into.
Yeah, and Conte went for that. Yeah, he did get right in his face.
But it doesn't matter what Conte thinks. It matters what the referee and the referee team think. So if you go, I'll keep my cool here. What are you doing, mate? That's ridiculous. Like, there's something else there. But I think Tuchel...
He fancied it.
Yeah, he did.
He did fancy it. Yeah. It's just great. I think that's the heat in all this as well. Honestly, I do think it's affecting people a little bit. It's been a weird weekend.
Right, and he's also been underestimated, and I think he will have felt there was a personal element today where it's like, I've got to go out there and show people what I'm worth. I've got to go out there and show that I can beat someone like Conte, and
I think people thought they'd gone backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
or it was turning sour, which it often does at Chelsea.
He takes a lot of things personally, Tuchel. Yeah. Apparently, Tuchel sort of and that wouldn't surprise me. Tuchel dwells on personal, small things, apparently.
Right.
And Tuchel that dwells on those things. So I get what they're saying. I don't think Chelsea have gone backwards, but I do think with other people improving like Spurs, maybe the sentiment pre-season was such that it was like, well, you don't have Lukaku anymore. Where are the goals coming from? Well, they scored 2 today against a really normally stingy Conte side.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess if you're Chelsea, like the optimistic take is second, right?
That's very optimistic.
And
I get your point. Yeah.
And I think I look at that now and I go, yeah, why not?
What about, is that a close second though?
What do you mean?
Well, you were talking on the stream about it being almost a parade that we're just sort of privy to. Is it more that it's like, is it 85 points and then City on 100 or like City on 98 or something?
Yeah.
Right.
I personally can't. I'm struggling to see currently how it doesn't turn into a procession.
Who keeps up?
Yeah, I don't think anyone will keep up, or not closely enough that it truly feels like a title race.
Right.
That's what I feel right now. But
we also forget about Liverpool last season. We forget that there was a massive gap actually, and Liverpool made that up because City, and not necessarily because Liverpool were good, they were very, very good, but City also let a lot of points slip.
Yes.
I doubt they'll do that 2 seasons in a row if they are utterly dominant. Liverpool made a lot up there.
Yeah, they did. They looked so dominant in the first 2 games. Again, I think we need a bit more data when it comes to that, because Man City lost to Liverpool actually the other day, didn't they? So, but yeah, generally I feel that way. But Chelsea, if you think of how many points away from second that they were last year, I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I presume it was close to 15 right?
Yeah.
I think they will be within. Well, with a performance like that, you can believe that they could be within 3 points of second, and I think that, despite not winning a game of football, coming away with that kind of viewpoint, I think is a positive for Chelsea.
An interesting aspect, I think, is, and we obviously saw this last season, I think there's a lot more competition now among those top 6. Maybe I'm not classing United as part of, so maybe it's top 5, but I still think Ten Hag will probably have some big games. I can see someone like Eric Ten Hag really motivating his players for a Liverpool game next week and stuff like that. What I mean by that is, Arteta's capable of taking points off City.
Yeah, totally.
Spurs are, Chelsea are, Liverpool are. United probably have, I don't know, the push, the capability at least of tactically doing that. That's going to be interesting. How many points get taken away from the big guys, and if you're Conte and you're getting heated out on the side like he did with Spurs last season and got those 2 wins. Well, he got 1 win, but Spurs got 2 wins against City. It's going to change things big time.
I think also the important thing to make, Brighton, really good team. West Ham, tough to break down. Like Brentford are nightmares to break down. And if you're a little bit off it, you don't get those points. So
play Fulham on their day.
Yeah, literally all of them at this stage. So with that in mind,
Newcastle,
I feel like that's one thing as well. I would say I feel like Chelsea, I could see winning more of those games when they're off it than Spurs at this moment in time. After that game,
I get that.
So yeah.
It's been really good to chat to you. Thanks for coming on the show. James is going to go and do a video on his own, though, on his own channel over there. Head over there, take a look at it. I know you'll need the subs. Close to 200k. What are you on?
195.
195. Can we get him over? I'm 1,000 away from 40k.
Are you?
Yeah.
Mate, you're flying, mate.
Well, no, but yeah.
Yeah, but how mine's taken
that
this,
long.
and yours is taken
well
because of
my
influence.
Yeah. That's huge. So if you guys do want to go out there and sub, and you are a new Spurs fan or a new Chelsea fan or a new whoever, go hit the sub, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit. Bye.